Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Tabletop Gaming Guild is all about the experience and memories that playing tabletop games with friends and families can create. Today, we will be playing Atiwa, and John will be teaching us how to play this game. It's a Uwe Rosenberg game, so I'm assuming we'll have to feed our people.
Oh, there's feeding people, all right. In fact, that kind of gets to be one of the biggest things. Timing the feeding of your people to for that last round is it's kind of a big deal. All right, so this game is going to be played over 7 rounds, um, and we'll be taking one of 3 actions. As you see, we each start with 1 meeple, and the things that we're going to be doing is we're trying to basically make the best fruit farm uh, settlement area, as we can. You'll be scoring points based on your forest, your people, and fruits and animals that you have within your area. And the different actions that we can take will get us everything from the different meeples that we'll be taking off of our board. So our board is kind of our supply, and our tiles that you have at the bottom of your board here is kind of the storage for all of those different resources that we're going to be collecting. Be those resources uh, villagers, goats, fruit trees, and wild animals. And so after we take all 3 of our actions, there will be a. So if you're going to take a look at this card here, this card here kind of goes through the phase. After we've taken all our actions, we'll collect income. So each of your families has 2 states. They can be trained or untrained. And we'll get to how you do that here in a moment. But basically, is whether or not it's flipped and they can house a bat or not. And you'll get 1 gold for each one, each that's trained. And for each one that isn't trained, you're going to be taking one of these pollution tiles. Managing pollution is also kind of a big factor in how things will go for your farms here. So for each one of your untrained ones, you'll draw a pollution tile, which will have 0, 1, or if you're extremely lucky, 2 gold on it. I think there's like only 2 tiles in there that have 2 gold, so the odds of you seeing it is pretty low. We went through like half of them in the test game I did yesterday, and we didn't see a single one of the 2 golders. So you'll take the pollution tiles whenever you get them, and they will fill up the slots in your tableau area here that we're going to be building below our resource cards here. Uh, the spot that pollution goes, it always defaults to the furthest left top middle space. Once all the top middle spaces on your tableau are filled up, then it'll start going from the top left and working its way to the right and down, filling in the next space and this space, until um, you know, the end of the game. I got about 12, I think, pollution tiles throughout the entire game. So it's kind of it can slow you down badly at the beginning. Somebody else, he didn't get any pollution tiles until the last round. So, and the difference of score was less than 10 between the 2 of us. So I took a, so you can win either way. Um, but yeah, just so you kind of know what it looks like. Yeah, there we go. There's a blank one. And all right. So income. You'll get your money. Then um, then you go through and evaluate your board. So on your board, you'll see that there's all these different tokens that you have that you'll be placing out into your board. This determines how much you get of different resources during the wild animals, trees, and fruit phase. If you go and take a look at it, so wild animals, if you have 3 of them out on your board, you will also get to plant 1 tree as a part of this action phase. So I'd plant a tree, and the first tree you get also gives you a fruit income. So they can combo into each other. So even if I didn't have any trees out there, if I had 3 wild animals to give me a tree, I would then I would then evaluate trees next, and I would, hey, I got 1 fruit now, and that 1 fruit then unlocks into getting me 1 bat. Bats do not come from your tableau; they're an infinite, supply from out of there. One other thing to note on your actions is you have a bonus action you can take, which is the bat action. You'll notice on the side of your board you have a spot there that has 9 bats. So if you have 3 bats on your board, after you take one of your normal actions, you can spend a fruit from your board to place 3 bats up here and plant 1 tree anywhere on your tableau. So it's, um, not a super big action, but it's basically an extra free action and gets you more trees out there. We'll get into once we go through all the actions why having trees is kind of important. When you're placing things on your tableau, you'll see each of these spaces has an icon on them. Some of them don't, like the top right one here in your village. There is a wild spot. You could put anything on there as long as you already have a token of that type on that card. So in this case, when I got this tree from doing that bat action, I could place the tree there because I already have a tree on the card. And so let me go ahead and put all these back here. Reset my board a little bit. All right, and then after that, you'll return all your fruit bats to your tableau. If you don't have a place to put the fruit bats when you're returning them after they come back from doing the bat actions, you then just have to discard them. Then we'll get to feeding, and feeding is fun. If you go and take a look at your people, there's a number underneath each of them. This number is 2 different things. All these numbers under all these tiles here are how many points they're worth at the end of the game. So we'll be evaluating them for their tableau value. But during the game, they also determine things like how much food you need to feed at the end of each one of the 7 rounds. So if I had 4 of my villages out there, I would have to provide 7 food. You do have some passive food resources, which would be goats. So if you have goats on your tableau, they provide passive food. So I'd have, in this case, 3 food. So I would need to consume 4 food from my tableau, from any one of a number of sources. So if you go and take a look at the card here, beside the phase, it has feeding. So you can return a goat back for 3 food to from your card tableau to your supply. Wild animals are worth 2 food. Fruit is worth 1. Gold is also worth 1. And untrained families can eat bats as well. Once they get flipped, I guess they kind of consider the bats family and they will not eat them. All right. So for every food that you do not provide at the end of the round, you'll get a -2 point token. After that,
this is sounding very Uwe.
yeah.
I like how he always says, "Oh, you can eat gold," without explaining it. I'm assuming you convert. You buy.
Yeah, you're buying. Yeah. Thing is, you probably really do not want to convert gold into food, because at the end of the game, each gold is worth 1 point. So you're basically eating points at that point. Yeah.
Another thing I don't want to eat. Points.
Yeah. No. In fact, eating bats is also kind of points too. We'll get because at the end of the game, for every bat you have that's greater than 10 at the end of the game, each one of those bats is worth 1 point. All right. So yeah. So that'd be feeding, and then we'll get to breeding. So it just feels weird, but the people will make more people, and all the other things. So if you go and take a look at it here, your little cheat sheet here has what each round evaluation is going to be. As long as you have that number of that, that many of whatever it is on there. So in like round one, which is two, villagers, one bat, and one wild animal. As long as you have that at the end of the feeding and phase on your tableau, you'll get one more of each of those. So if you have, you know, right now I would have, one wild animal and only one village, so I would just get one wild animal, and you have to have a place to put it. But yeah, as you can see, it's then a goat, five bats, and four wild animals. Then it's three villagers, six bats, and two, etc., until the last round, which is just 12 villagers then. And it's also indicated up here on the tableau of the main board. And as we go through the different ages, we'll be shifting these to the left, which you'll notice changes these worker spots. And all of these tiles here are placed out randomly. So, that's kind of a little bit of the variability that you get with the game. But as far as I remember, these are the only 6 tiles in the game right now. All right, so we'll kind of go through some of these actions here. Some of these are probably going to be pretty self-evident. So in this first one here, basically you collect one family from your tableau, put it onto your board, and then you get to flip one of those as well to the train side. And this one here is basically, get gold, get a wild animal, get a bat, get a goat. This one here is special. This one here is for each of your houses icons on your board that currently do not have a villager in them, place a bat there. So right now, if you took that action, you would get 2 bats onto your board. And then the other is just basically 2 bats or a wild animal. Planting trees. This one is, oh wow, that's nice. I would have loved this one last game. Flipping 2. 2 wild animals. Convert 1 gold into 2 goats. This one here is get a tree and a fruit. So, yep. Villager and a goat. Villager, tree, and a fruit. 2 gold into 2 villagers. And then we get these special ones here. We'll go over them in a moment here. Down here, if you notice, all these cards here have points on them. These are, some of the bigger points. Plus, all these cards here have the most villages on them. You don't get very... We'll get to the getting cards from the top of the board here in a moment. But most of those do not have villages on them. And all of these ones here cost gold and trees to take one of these cards. Also, if you're the last person to take one of these actions, you will take the first player token. So that's kind of the way that first player can move around. And it's also one of the ways that you wind up spinning your trees, and one of the reasons that you try and get some gold early on too. And all of these cards here are the same in each of these stacks. So there's nothing here. If you go to the top of the board, these are the ones that each of these cards are kind of unique. And you'll notice they all have this little, not all of them, but all of these ones do have these little sapperling icons on them. That sapperling icons improves these actions over here. Which these actions over here changes with the player count as well. So you can see it's kind of modular. But yeah, whenever you take one of these actions, so you go and drop your worker here, you'll take the card, add it to your tableau. You have to add it either beside one of your cards that are already out here, or underneath one of these 3 slots that are underneath your board already. The reason that you might care about placement on them is when it comes to waste. So right now, if you have this one over here and you collect one waste, it's going to go to the top middle of this card. Here, it's going to replace that bat one instead. So just kind of be aware of that. So when those cards down there, they, as I said, they have those little sprout icons. Those modify these actions over here. As you'll notice, these care about the number of those nature icons that you have in your terrain cards. So in this one here, you would get, if you have 3 terrain or 3 of the nature icons, you'll get 3 gold. And if you have at least 4 cards, terrain cards, with or without nature cards, doesn't matter, you then also get to flip over 1 family as part of that action. This one here is flipping over, is basically the inverse of it. So you flip over a number of families equal to your number of nature icons, and then if you have at least 4 terrain cards, you get a gold. Yeah, and these ones come with the bonus of a bat, wild animal, tree, and a fruit. These ones over here, you can also just, if you don't like any of these, you can just take one off the top of the deck. You'll get a tree and the card off the top. And that is pretty much all of the actions. So I guess kind of going over in-game scoring. So we covered that money is worth points. Each of your train cards is worth points or negative points as it may be, because the reserve here is -2. But it comes with 2 nature icons, so that one's kind of an interesting choice. Especially getting that first round, that kind of has a lot of potential. Then, as I covered, the highest number you have, each one of these rows is worth that many points. So as you can see, villagers has the most points. You know, the highest you can get with wild animals is 2, because the most you can get is 2 there. So it's kind of like that last round. If you're going to sacrifice points anywhere, eating all your wild animals is probably not a bad call. I think that's, yeah, we cut. Oh, that's the one thing I did. Each of your trained villagers is also worth a point at the end of the game. So not only will you get a gold for each of your trained villagers on like the last round production, they're also worth a point themselves. So they wind up kind of getting you 2 points at the end of the game because of that. And then as we covered, each bat over 10 gives you a point, and then all the subtract, all the times that you didn't feed all your families, and that's pretty much it for the game. A few of the turns will feel tight as for his number of actions, but usually it wasn't. I didn't feel like too bad as far as that goes. But looks like it gave you first player. And if you go and take a look on this card here, it kind of tells you what you get for setup. So first player gets the first player marker, and then second player gets, in this case, I got a wild animal for free. But up to 4 players, you get, fourth player gets a goat, which is nice.
Okay. Can you repeat the bat thing? This thing?
Oh, yes. So if you have at least 3 bats on your terrain cards after you take an action, you can, and you have 1 fruit, you can spend a fruit back to your supply and send 3 bats to this card, and you can take a bat action. And that basically lets you plant 1 tree onto one of your terrain cards.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just kind of a way to get like a passive boost to your trees, because your trees also will give you fruit, and fruit you can use for food or um, getting more trees.
Okay. I I think I got the general gist. Later in the game, I'll probably have you review the scoring, but
Yep.
I think I'm okay for now. I think I know what my first one's going to be. It's going to go to here.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
So I get a village and a goat.
Yep. And right now you're going to be making 2 waste. So if things didn't, change at all, you'd be filling up your top middle and top right. Basically, both
Yeah,
your top spots there.
but I have a plan.
All right. I think I'm going to start with a terrain card. I mean, I have no idea this is a good idea, but I'm doing it. I'm. I don't usually like taking negative point things, but I mean, that seems not bad. All right. So I also get a bat as part of that.
Okay, I am going to do this to flip both of my villages. I think you saw that coming.
Yep. All right. Okay, so I got that. All right, I got that. I do want a village myself. Oh, do you want? I want to put that bat there. What am I doing? I are dumb. That's what I am. All right, I'm going to go because I kind of want to get the second villager for the bonus as well. So I think this one here is the play. So I get a villager and then also flip a villager.
Okay, so I'm going to go here, get a wild animal and 2 trees. So, okay.
Hmm. All right. Whew. You want? I have no idea if what I'm doing is a good idea here either or not. I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of space for wild animals here at this rate. But why not? I guess.
Oh, crud. Yeah, I should have probably. I'm not going to have space to breed, but oh well.
Well, yeah, right now, yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Well, I can breed. I can still breed a person, but not
Yep.
my wild animal.
Nope. And you also don't have a bat?
Right.
Yeah. All right, so I go there. I get a tree and a fruit. I'll do that. It seems okay. All right. So now we've taken all our actions. So now we do income. So you just straight up get 2 gold, and it has it up here. Um, I get 1 and 1 waste, and of course nothing on it. All right. So that's income, and then you just kind of go down through your things. So 0 trees, I get 1 fruit,
Yep. One
which
fruit as
I
well.
have nowhere to put that fruit. That's a bummer. And then I get a bat.
Oh, I get a bet because I got the fruit.
Yep.
So my board is almost completely full, but I got to get new boards next round.
Yeah, but thing is though, you can also put bats here and here though,
Oh,
because
okay.
yeah, that's the
Oh
other
yeah,
good
yeah.
thing about training them.
True, true.
All
That makes
right.
sense.
So now feeding.
So my food demand is 3, but I get a 1 free, so I have to pay 2 more.
Oh man, I feel like I did not do well here. I need 3 food. Ooh. I guess
I think I'm gonna eat my wild animal.
I'm gonna eat a bat. Well, thing is, if
Back
you
on my.
do, yeah, and the fruit and a gold, ugh, that doesn't feel good.
I suppose I could do a fruit and a bat, but the bat will breed if I don't eat it.
Yep. And you got plenty of spaces for that to grow into, yeah. That's why I didn't eat my wild animal, because I have a spot for them to grow into.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, so now go and evaluate breeding. So get a villager.
So get a villager,
I get a wild animal,
get a village and a bat.
and I get a bat. All right, and then we clear this board up here. Recall our workers. Um, in fact, at this point, we would have before we did feeding, we would have brought all the fruit bats back to our tableau.
Yep.
All right, and then go take 3 of these out.
And then we shift all these over.
Yep, shift that just that one.
Just that one. So.
Yep. All right. And first player didn't change, so you're up first.
So I definitely need another tile. There's a lot of bats on this one tile.
Yeah. And it also,
Almost.
the other thing it has is 2 villager slots. You almost never get that up here, which
But
is,
-5.
yeah. Well, I think they're kind of figuring that, you know, if you get it early enough, the growth of, you know, that you get from having that many bat spots and 2 villagers without having to spend gold, because down here you're having to spend points to get these cards.
Yep. The only thing is you're not really going to be going for tiles. Is there anything I need in the meantime? Oh, I can go. Yeah, I will first go here. So I get a bat, a gold, and I get to flip a tile. Hey, that was weird. Flip this one. Get a gold. Okay.
I think you're mistaken, because I am definitely taking a tile.
Oh, wow.
This one here looks pretty solid. I have no idea if what I'm doing is a good idea or not. This is completely different than what I did before. So that gives me a tree and a fruit. Yeah, because I kind of didn't go heavy on the tiles at all. But I also don't know if that's a good idea either. So we'll see how this pans out.
I go for the rainforest. Then I can get lots and lots of food, potentially. From all the
Well, lots of
trees.
trees, which, you know, having a good spot for storing trees is nice. Because, you know,
Yep.
what are we getting this one? It's wild animals 4. Ugh. All right.
Yeah,
Bats.
bats 5.
Oof. Yeah, that ain't
The
happening.
goat I have, the bats. I might get to the bats. Is there a bat spot on this? There's not.
Nope. Some of these, this isn't one of them, but some of them will actually like let you put bats or trees in some of these, or you know, have like other custom placement rules, and they'll have like a little icon showing in the top right. But we haven't had any of those yet, so I haven't pointed that out.
It doesn't give you. Or do I want to go for farming camp? All that food is really tempting. And well, there's a wild spot. Yeah, I'll go for this one. So I will get a wild animal. Put it here. Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah, I think when I did this, I managed to actually make all three of them for the round two one. The round two one is not easy. But you know what? I'm doing something completely different. So I feel like this is not a bad play. I get 4 money and flip one of these.
Oh, so the bat thing. That's it. That's not actually an action, right?
No, it is not an action. You could do it as after you do an action. So if you wanted to do that after your last one, I mean, but right now you only have enough bats for one bat action anyway. So I mean,
The bat action. And the bat action gets me
we'll get you one more tree,
one more tree. Okay.
which right now
Well,
would unlock another fruit for you
yeah.
production.
So I'm gonna do that. I'll do that at the end of this turn. But what do I want to do for this turn? You get 2 trees and a gold. Is there any way to get enough wild animals? I don't think I can get 3 wild animals in any manner.
No, there's two is the best you can get.
I'm gonna end up. No, I won't end up with the pollution. Okay. Oh wait, that looks good. I will go here, get a wild animal, and 2 trees. Okay. And then I will do my bat action. That gets me another tree, right?
Yep, that gets you another tree.
I'm not sure exactly why bats give you trees, but
It's kind of I think they're just going out like they're producing more guano and fertilizing and
okay.
I really want to get one more wild animal to get the free tree one, but I mean it's just kind of uh,
I think I'm just gonna be eating only like mostly fruit this round.
yeah. So I think this is my action. So I'm going to kind of going for getting the passive goat. Thing is though, if I got two goats though, I could potentially eat one of them.
Oh, I was supposed to spend a fruit to do the bat action, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that'll at least get me a tree. Yeah, I think that's the action. Because otherwise, I was thinking about spending 1 gold to get two goats. I mean, that's tempting. Because then I could eat a goat and the fruit, and then I would be good. But if I only have 1 goat, I want to keep that around for the breeding. And then, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm getting two goats. Again, don't know if what I'm doing is a good idea or not, but it's what I've decided to do. And I don't have enough bats, so no bat actions for me.
Okay.
All right, so income, I get 2 gold and 1 pollution tile,
I would get 3.
and of course, no gold from that. Ugh. All right, and all right, so no trees from my wild animals. I get 1 fruit, 1 bat,
3 free fruit.
and
1 bat.
then I gotta feed my people, and I gotta feed 3.
Oh, my fruit bat should have come back already.
So I think I'll eat a goat. Then I'll get my goat back.
What, the feed 5?
Yep. And you have one passive food, so you have to feed 4 this round
4.
total. And your people won't eat bats.
Yes, so I will. Do I want to eat a goat?
Well, if you eat a goat, then you won't have one for the breeding when that happens.
Oh yeah, the goats are breeding, so I don't have a spot for it to go to breed
Mm,
anyways. Breeding is gonna be awful. Um, well, the fruit kind of regenerates itself, so
yeah, you really only need one fruit right now to get a bad action.
right. So I will do a goat and a fruit. It's just whether I did that or the animal in one fruit. But
Yeah.
next, animals are gonna breed next round though, so
Yeah, wild animals is a little bit easier for breeding next round. Yeah.
people will breed. I need to get
Yep.
room for people next round. There's a lot of little intricacies to this for what is a relatively simple game.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to pick up on it, but yeah, there's a lot of meaningful decisions. All right, so we've done feeding, breeding, and return workers. Clear these, put out 3 new ones, and move that. And we're ready for the next round.
Still first, huh?
Yep.
Got lots of gold.
Yeah, I didn't have the trees. In fact, why? Oh yeah, there we go. I was like, what happened to my trees? Oh wait, no, I do have trees still. They're just down here. Yeah, that's the other thing. I got spoiled because I had like 3 wild animals from like the first turn, first round
Hmm?
that when I played yesterday, and so I was just constantly getting trees.
I want to make sure I get at least, hopefully, 2 more bats. So I need spots for 2 more bats. I got 1 wild spot. Um, oh, the income's going to happen first
Hmm.
before the breeding, so I will get a bat. So I just need to make sure I get a spot for 1 more bat and gain a 1 more bat, which I could do by going and getting this animal farm,
Yep.
and that actually covers all the spots I need.
Oh, this hasn't come up before, but as you can see over here, this card here, those 2 spots cannot have a house.
So is it anything but house then?
Well, basically they're empty houses. So if you take, let's say, this action here, you would put bats there.
Okay. So I think this also gives me a spot for a bat, not for a human. If I go and buy, I could also buy this tile down here. And that gives me a bunch of wild spots and a bunch of goat spots. I do like that. I have plenty of trees. Yeah. I'm thinking too much. I do also like this, but it's minus 2 points. I think I like this one more for now. I'll get this one.
All right. Well, I'm in a desperate need of wanting just pretty much wild animals and trees, so a spot that gives me 2 trees and a wild animal seems pretty good to me.
Mm-hmm. So I just need to make sure I get a village.
All right, so I need to have what? 2
And
wild animals. I got 2. Getting 6 bats. That's gonna be tough. Oh, you want here? I didn't do it, but I was gonna spend a fruit to do a bat action since I have bats. I knew there was
Mm-hmm.
something I was missing, and get another tree because like I thought I was gonna have more trees out there than this.
So if I got my six bat, I could spend a fruit to get put all six out.
You have to do it on each round, so
Okay.
you can't do multiple bat actions on one round, but you can do up to after each action you can do a bat action, so you can
Okay.
do up to three.
Up to three. Okay.
But yeah, so on this next one you probably want to do a bat action, especially if you're going to wind up getting one more bat, if you know as part of this action kind of thing.
Yep. Okay. So in that case, I am going to do like that. I want to get some goats. I want to get villages. Ooh, two goats.
Yeah, two goats for a gold. It's, I mean,
Pretty good.
that's what I wound up going with last round.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Spend a gold. Get two goats. Gets me two passive food, so that's good.
All right,
Oh,
I'm.
sorry. I'm
Oh,
also doing a bad action.
yeah, I kind of assumed that you were.
Okay.
So yeah, with your next action, if you manage to get a bat with it, you could still take a bat action afterwards. So,
Yep.
all right, I'm gonna get my 4 gold and flip over the third one, so I can stop getting that pollution.
Um, I'm not gonna get my third bat. I don't think. What I want to do. Unless I did that. For room for my villages will breed. Okay, so I don't need to get a village. I just need to make sure I had the spot. That's right.
Yep, which you
So
have with that
I
animal
have the
farm.
spot. Okay, yeah. So I don't need that. So I want to. Gold is pretty good. Goat. Goat. I could do. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do this one. Goat. An wild animal
Mm,
and a
and a
bat.
bat. Ooh, that is a tasty spot.
And I can do my bat action,
Yep.
which gets me another tree. Spends a fruit, gets me another tree, and I'm running out of tree spots.
Yeah, you still got that one and that wild one, I guess.
Yes, and I'm
But
gonna get another tree in a minute
yep.
when we do our end thing.
Ooh. All right, well, I need a spot for my villagers to grow into, so I'm gonna have to take one of these. I don't want to. I got a fruit there. I really don't want to bust that. So I mean, I think I'm just gonna go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 trees, and I'll at least get one of those back, so it's not the worst thing. And take this spot. I mean, they're
Yeah, I
pretty much,
debated taking that.
yeah. I mean, it's 6 points. It's like you spend 4 to get 6, plus also the benefits of the tile itself. So I mean, it doesn't seem the worst. All right, and yeah, that's all I get for that. Oh, and I get first player now.
Yep.
I don't know, I never really felt like first player was that big of a thing to fight over when I played it. Just because there's also this other spot, it's just like nobody can completely block you out of here. Because you can always just take the slightly worse spot of spending 5 gold and 3 to get a settlement. It's not as good of
Yep.
a point conversion, but
What why does it show the two bat, the one bat, two bat, three
Oh,
bat?
it's showing you how many villages spots there are in each of these. So this one, you see, these all have one. These
Okay.
have 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
All right, that's it for that. So income, so I get 3 gold, no pollution.
Come I get 3 gold.
I get a tree.
Oh, all my bats come back.
Oh yeah,
That's later.
yeah, that's after you do all the animal stuff.
Yep.
2 fruit.
I get a tree.
And a bat.
4 fruit.
And then fruit bats come back.
I get a bat.
All right, we're in what, round 3? Yeah, so feeding. I gotta feed 3. Oof. You know what? I could do that with just 1 goat, so I guess I'll do that with 1 goat. I don't like it.
So I have to feed 5, but I get 3. So I'll just get
No, I'm not gonna do that with a goat. I can do that
just gonna
with
eat 2 food.
1 fruit, because I got 3 wild animals, right? Yep, 3 wild animals. Because I'm gonna get 1 wild animal back, so alright.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah, I fed mine with a fruit and a wild animal. That felt better to me. So, village.
Actually, I might not do the fruit. Oops. Just because. Oops, I took it from the wrong place. I'm gonna get a wild animal back, and I'm gonna be able to take 2 to 3 bad actions, and I'll need the. Well, I can probably get a fruit. No, I'll do the fruit because I'll probably get a fruit at some point. Yeah.
I mean, only if you take. There's 3 spots that can give you a fruit.
Right. I don't have any bat spots, anyways. So.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do my breeding now. Get a person, a bat, which I can't place, and a wild animal. What's breeding next round, actually?
Breeding next round is
People, bats, and
goats.
goats. Which I have the people, then the goats, and I'm well on my way to getting the bats. I just need 3 more bats. That's a lot, though.
Yeah. I need 6 more bats.
So I need to make sure I get a spot for another person.
All right. So you recall workers and do the board and move that over. Round 4. All right. So what we got up here now? We got the step, which one is worth 1 point. Forest worth 1 point. And the river delta. What is nice is it has 4 different icons and 4 wild spots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I took the similar grassland, kind of for that same reason.
Yep.
All right. Oh, I'm first now. I'm not
Yep.
used to that. Um, any of these spots look good? That doesn't look good. Getting a bat, a wild animal, and and a goat. That looks good. Yeah, let's do that. Goat, wild animal, and a bat. And then, where am I going to throw that bat? Yeah, I can throw him there. And then I will do a bat action. And drop another tree. All right.
I'm going here, spending 7 gold and 5 trees.
Nice.
Okay, I'm getting this. And I'm spending a fruit to do a bat action to get a tree back. Okay.
All right. Well, this is kind of the strategy I've committed to. I mean, that's why I took the double nature icon one at the beginning there. So that's 4 money and a flip. All right. And I don't have any bats. So, yep, that's it for me there.
What's Ooh, okay. That's pretty good, but I'm not gonna be able to do everything I want to do, of course.
Yep.
The Uve, so yeah. People are gonna breed. My goats are gonna breed. My bats, if I get more, will breed. I could get 2 more bats and a person, and then do that. Just flip. Oh, is that what I want to do? I do need to recover all these trees I spent, but
Yeah.
I could get a wild animal and 2 trees. I look at that. I just want to see if the next step would get me something.
Oh, yeah. If you go and take a look on your board here, it shows you where the next step is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of subtle and, small. So, yeah,
Hmm. Do just yeah. I got. Oh no, that's right. I could do that and then that. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do this. I get a village and 2 bats. And then I take a bat action to get another tree. Okay.
All right. Man, I've been mulling this one over here for a bit. Because I kind of. Ugh. Yeah, now this is where I'm, start getting this like, yeah, I wish I had 1 or 2 more actions here. But I think I go here. So I'm going to take this one. And I get a bat. And that gives me at least a 6th bat. So now I can take a bat action. And drop another tree down. And I'll put it there, I guess. As good as any other place.
Hmm.
Don't know if that was a good idea, but
Okay, I'm gonna go here. Once you get a pollution, there's no way to get rid of it, right?
correct.
It's all right. So I'll get a bat, a gold, and I get the flip person. Okay.
All right. So we are on to income. I get 4. And then you get 4 into pollution, right?
Yep. And the pollution goes.
It'll go here. So you probably
Even
didn't
though.
want to put the bat there.
Oh, okay. So I could put it there. I didn't notice
Yeah.
that. Okay. So I get a gold.
Yep, you get a gold.
Flip it back.
Yeah, that's better than my 2 blanks. All right. So yeah, that's income, and then go through the animals and trees. So I get 1 tree,
You get a tree.
3 fruit, and 1 bat. And then bats return.
Okay.
And then feeding. So 4 food.
I have 2 bats I don't have a spot for, so I lose them.
What, 2 bats? You don't have a spot for them?
Yeah.
Yep, you then just lose them.
Oh well. So that means I also did not have quite enough for breeding.
Well, even if you could, you wouldn't have a place to put them, unfortunately.
Right. So, but I do breed people and
All right. Well, have you
goats.
done feeding yet?
Oh, not yet.
Yeah, feeding
Yeah, I
goes
gotta do
before
that
breeding.
first.
Yep.
So 9 minus 3, so 6. And I can eat a bat.
Yep.
That's only worth.
All right. Let's see here. I need what? 4.
2.
Let's see. 4. I want to keep my 3 goats. And I can't eat any bats.
6. Ate all my wild animals. Now I breed.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna eat goats next round.
Getting at least 2 more trees is not the worst thing. But I need. Man, I just didn't like it anyway. I did that there. All right. Oh, here you also took one of these actions down here, didn't you? One of the village
Oh
actions.
yes.
Yeah. So you should have first player.
Yep.
All right. Let me do my breeding here because I was just. That was round 4 we were on, right? Yeah. So I get a goat and a village.
So
All right.
over halfway through. I already moved everything.
Yep. All right. And well, you're also first. So yep.
Did I get my gold? I think I did. I just spent a bunch of gold, so I must have.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just been accumulating a lot of gold.
Okay, so what are my priorities? So round 5, I have.
Not making me sad is your priority.
No, it isn't.
I think it is. But I mean, I might be biased.
I need one wild animal and
Oh, yeah, so we're on what, round
one
5?
village to be able to breed. I'm gonna do this
And
though. Flip both my villages. And then I'm taking a bat action. To get a tree. Okay.
All right, well, I need villages. So I am going here, spending 7 and 5 trees. And taking that village. Alright, and then I will do a bad action to get back one of those trees. Nope. You don't get to take the whole village there, bat. In fact, I'm just going to lock those down so I don't do that again.
You're the first player.
Oh, yep, I'm first player now. Alright, and, yeah, put my tree. Alright, that's it for me there.
Hmm. Hmm. I can put that up. But then I still need a. Oh man. That's a lot of goats. I think I'm gonna go here. Take this. I get 1, 2, 3, 4 gold and 3 trees. Okay.
Alright. I unfortunately have no more fruit. Hmm. I don't know what's the better.
Oh, I'm also taking a bad action, by the way.
Yeah, if I just say pump it. Ugh. There's also kind of like one of those ones where it's like getting up to 7 villages. Sure, you get the free 8th village, but then you have to feed 8 villagers.
Yep.
And before then, you have to feed 7 of them, and that's going to be 13 food.
Mm-hmm.
When I played yesterday, I decided to go for the 7. I wonder if passing on that instead of focusing on building up other stuff like maybe maxing out my goats or something goofy. Might be a better call.
A point per bat, right? At the end of the game?
A point per bat above 10.
Above 10, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so you can kind of think of it. Your 9 are for the board, your 10th one is 0, and then 11 on up are each worth a point. I mean, I saw somebody get like 13 points in bats.
Wow.
Yeah. He also lost, but, it was impressive. Because he had a lot. He did the this action here and filled in, like, in one action,
Oh,
put down 7 bats.
oh wow.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so that's probably not going to happen. Because if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to go for the 7 villages, I have to do it now. But if I also get more food as part of doing it, maybe it's not all bad. Hmm. Thing is, I'm missing a lot of trees now.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. Let's just do it. All right, village and a goat.
Yeah, I was thinking either doing that or this.
Yep.
I get a wild animal, a tree, and 2 bats. And I will take a bat action. Get a tree.
All right. Well, I've already committed to doing it, so I'm doing it. So that is another village. Nope, not on top of the other one. I'm getting a whole lot of pollution this turn. If only I could get one more action. All right. So that gives me the 5. Actually, I guess it's easier to count them up here. 7. So I got the 7 villagers. And then I get, what, a tree and a fruit. And I'll then immediately spend that fruit for bad action to get another tree. All right. So income 4 and 3 pollution. Oof.
My income is 6.
All right, let's see what I get here. Oh man, that is the worst. I've gotten that was the other thing. I got like every one of my pollution. I got 7 gold and only like 3 no gold. I've done a lot worse on pollution this time around.
Mm.
Oh, actually, and that goes there, not there. All right.
Okay, wild animal. So, yeah, collections.
Yep. Tree and 3
So I get
fruit
3 fruit.
and a bat.
And I get a bat.
And then the bat's return.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah,
feeding
no, it does
time.
fit. I lose a bat again.
You know what? That's not the worst thing. I mean, I lost like 3 bat production myself when I was playing, and I still won. So it's
What
not
am
the
I supposed to?
worst.
So 7 food.
And I've got 8.
Oh, I don't want to eat a fruit. I can't eat a bat though, so I'm gonna eat. A problem with eating so many.
Oh, 8. Let's see. I got 8 food I gotta get, huh?
I can't eat the wild animals, or I can't breed.
That's
So 1. So 6 food.
so that's 5 food for me, and I need 3 more. I mean, I could eat another goat, but then I'm just gonna be making things harder for me later. We got 2 more rounds of feeding these people.
Animal and a goat back for breeding. Didn't make enough. I'm 1 short of breeding people.
All right, well, I got enough wild animals.
I have everything I need to breed next round though.
Yeah, eating 2 goats. Don't like it, but that's what you gotta do. What you gotta do. I'd
Yeah, I
rather
had to eat
eat.
2 goats as well.
I mean, a goat is a point. That you know what, that's a good thought. That's a good. Instead of eating the goat, because that's gonna make things a little bit easier for me later. If I don't eat the goat, instead I eat a bat, which right now is not worth enough points for me.
Oh, that's interesting.
And a gold. Yeah, but then I'm just 1 bat short of being able to do a 3rd bat action though. Uh, yeah, let's eat the goat. It's easier. All right. And then I get the goat back. I get a wild animal back. And I get another villager. Awesome. All right. Did you already change the board? Oh yeah. See, we
Yep.
got. Oh yeah, we got the haunted house. That one's
Yeah, that's
just.
interesting.
That one's. I don't know. I like that one thematically. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. If that showed up earlier, I definitely would have taken it. At this point, I don't know it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean it's only -1 point and gives you a hut and plenty of bat spots. Yeah, that's not a bad one. Mangrove Forest isn't bad, but a lot of wild open spots. But at this point, I'd much rather be taking actions that give me points than not.
Yep.
All right, and oh, I'm first, huh?
Oh, did I buy? I bought one this round, didn't I?
I did too,
You
but
did too. Yo, you
I
did.
think
You bought one first.
I bought
Yeah.
one first, so you bought one after me, so you should be first. Yep.
Oh, you sure?
I'm fairly certain. Yeah, because
I
you
think
bought
in
a
the
settlement. I bought a village. I bought it like first action.
right, but I thought you said it was the person who went there first.
No, it's the person who went there last. The last
Okay.
person to buy a card gets the first player.
So what do I want to do here? I'm gonna get trees. With my bat actions. I want to probably get some goats. It's so hard to say, but I'm gonna get another village. If I go, I could get a village and a fruit. Oh man,
Yeah.
making this hard decisions.
I'm sad that we've lost our 2 trees and a wild animal action. That's now
Yeah,
because I would definitely have taken that this turn.
could get two two wild animals.
Yeah, I took that was like one of my first actions in the first round when I played
You know what?
yesterday was the double
I'm
wild
spending
animal.
gold for 2 goats.
All right, well that's at least one less thing for me to think about doing.
That really ups my food production, so that's good.
I think the goat, bat, and wild animals.
Oh, I'm taking bad action as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Of course.
So bat, goat, and wild animal. And I am also taking a bad action.
Okay. I'm gonna go here. Get a tree with fruit. And then spending that fruit for a bad action. Get another tree. I'm just definitely going tree heavy.
It's not bad. You need the trees to, get villages. That's upgrading for points. So, it's not the worst thing. All right, I'm going to take this action here. I've got 5 nature icons, which means I can flip up to 5 villages. So that's a whole lot less pollution now. And I get a gold.
Yeah, I haven't got a single one of those. Oh, I do have one that
Yeah, it's
has that.
just yeah,
Uh,
that's kind of like yeah, it's like for you. And oh yeah, I'm also taking a bad action. That's part of the reason why I took the other action.
5 fruit. Does 5 fruit get one? Yeah, would get me into the. Oh, I get two. I'm gonna get 2 more bats. I'm gonna get lots of bats.
Oh, I haven't even looked to see what's 6 villagers, 3 wild animals, and just 1 goat, huh? All right, that's an easy enough one.
Hmm. Got lots of spots for goats. Eh, Oh, I could go here, get a village, and immediately flip it.
Yep.
Ugh, but that's a lot of food.
Well, each one of them is basically 2 food, and also 2 points at the end of the game. For what it's worth.
Eh. Do I want to get more goats first? Sorry, I'm thinking too much, but
That's all right.
yeah, no, yeah, I'll do. That's fine. I'll do that. And I do a bad action. Get 3. Okay.
All right. Oh, I need at least one village spot. So my choices are to do that and get -1 point, or I get a couple of points, so and spend a few trees. The question is, how many trees do I want to spend? Because, yeah, I don't want to hurt my... Because, I mean, I could do all the way to the town, and that's the best point conversion, but... You want? I think I'm just going to do settlement, maybe? Yeah, let's just do a settlement. So that way I can keep more of my wood. Alright, 3 lumber. 3 trees. Alright. And yeah, that's just as good as any spot there. Yeah, and then I'm going to do a bad action. And get myself one of those trees back. Alright, that's it for me then.
Okay. So now we do the income.
Yep, I get 8.
7. Okay, then wild animals, so I get a tree. I get 5 fruit.
Wow. I never saw that happen, actually.
Which gets me 2 bats.
Yeah, that's nice. Plus, also, you have all that fruit that you can use to subsidize your eating without having
Yep.
to. Yeah.
And then all my bats come back.
Ditto.
And I got enough spaces for them this time.
All right. And then feeding time.
Okay, 13 minus 5 is 8.
And I got 15 minus 5, so I got 10. This is getting... These people need to go on a diet.
I don't want to eat a wild animal because they won't breed otherwise.
So what do we need? 3 wild animals and 1 goat, huh? I need 10.
8 is a lot. I guess 2 goats and 2 fruit.
So there's goat. That's 7 more. 5 more. 2 more. Ooh.
Breeding. Like in a village.
4 more.
Wild animal. And a goat.
know if I don't know. I don't like anyway. I had to feed there. I wound up eating 3 goats and a dollar bill.
Oh yeah, I forgot about eating food, but that's probably not the best. I ate 2 goats and a orange
All
fruit.
right. Yeah, you know what? I liked it before. I had like a whole lot of animals, so I had a lot of trees, so I was always getting 4 fruit. So I was always able to eat that fourth fruit, you know, in the clear. Kind of, I kind of miss not having the extra fruit for sure. That wild animal and the goat. All right. Oof. All right. We're on to the last round here. What do we have up here? There's a couple of them at least worth a point. That's. Oh, I should probably take my workers back. All right. And I'm first.
Uh, since it's the last round, can we review what gives points?
Yes. All right. So you get points for how much gold you have. So each gold is worth a point.
Yep.
You get points based on the cards that you have. Uh, so it's on printed on them. So the most points
Mm-hmm.
are down here, but you have to spend gold to get it. So it's kind of you're basically netting 2 or at most 3 points. Each of your trained villagers is a point. You also get a point for each numeric value showing on your supply board at the end of the game. So, goats, if you had all the goats, they're worth 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
But you probably want to eat those, because every food you don't get is minus 2 points. Each bat over 10 is worth a point. And then the remaining scoring thing is how many times you miss giving food to your people. And those are minus 2 each, which we never did, and I don't even know where the tokens are to track that. There's gotta be.
It's okay. We won't need it.
Yeah. Yeah, did they just. Yeah, where are actually the tokens? I don't think we.
Huh.
Yeah. Did they just assume that? I don't know. All right, well. I mean, I guess we could probably just use. Do you want, I mean, I guess, like, if nothing else, if you didn't feed somebody,
Put a pollution next to, just like over on your player board, probably for
or
each
or
one.
flip one that you have, I guess, because those
Okay.
pollutions are, you know, potential to be drawn. So yeah. All right. Or I guess we could use. You know what? We could probably just use these to mark them. I guess just flip them over and put them over there or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't.
It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
probably not going to happen.
Yeah. I never saw it happen. Although, be it this is only my second time playing, so I have a small sample size.
Yeah, I mean, I could see some people might strategically choose not to feed
Yeah. All right.
because 2 points is.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is 2 points at this point.
Well, to give you an idea, our scores was like 105, 98, and 80 something. 87.
Wow.
Yeah. And the 87 was the guy who was the bat guy. So I have no idea
Okay.
how this is going to go for us. I mean, if you get all the villagers, I mean, that's 25 points there. So, I
Yep.
mean, it's not as far, away as it might have sounded. All right.
Like the wild animals are probably the least valuable.
Yeah, they are. They're at most 2 points. So yeah, you definitely sacrifice those in the last round. You go wild animal eat feeding frenzy.
Yep.
All right. Phew, man. I don't like this though. I don't need a flip. I do want the 2 trees. That doesn't feel good. Because I mean, I got the money. I might as well build a town, right? You know, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
mm, uh, any of these worth anything up here? Maybe wild animal and that and a point. I feel like there's better points to be had elsewhere. All right. And even get the 12 villagers is gonna be. I got what 3, 6, 9. Space for 10. Yeah, and 12 is basically the next to last one. So basically, if you can get to that, you get the 25 pointer one at the end of
Yep.
the game then. That's right. So I have to build at least a village. Which means I don't like any of that. So I feel like maybe, do I punt on the first one? That doesn't feel good either. But that's also still what? How many of those nature icons do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's still a 5 point move. I feel like, but I don't have anybody to flip. Wait, yeah, I do. All right, yep, that's a good move then. So 5 money and a flip.
Okay. I'll take this out of the question for you.
It's not out of the question. There's still that spot. I can still
Yeah.
spend 11. I got the money.
Losing lots of trees. So that's 1,
Oh, and I'm doing a
2,
bad action too. And it's not
3,
really affect what you're doing.
4, 5, 6, 7. I get this tile. And I'm, of course, taking a bad action to get one of those trees back.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see me getting the 12 villagers.
I don't either.
Yeah, like me going there is pretty much me giving up on getting the 12 villagers. Because I would have to have done all 3 of my turns specifically for that. Like, this turn would have had to be getting this, next turn getting that, and then next turn getting any one of these single village ones.
Yep.
So, all right, well, that frees me up. I no longer am bound by the shackles of worrying about breeding now. So now it's all about the Benjamins.
At this point, I'm not going to care too much about the pollution. If I get some.
Yep. Because, I mean, yeah, you should have plenty of spaces to throw bats onto. I don't know. I mean, it might be a concern. You probably want.
That's true. Hmm.
All right, so I mean, I'd have wild animal, tree, and 2 bats. I'm at the point now where bats are points for me. So I mean, that's not the worst. And this is basically netting 2 points. I mean, since I'm not growing village, but I mean, that's each villager still, I mean, even doing that, that's still, and that's only netting 2 points. So yeah, unless I'm getting that free one, it's not as important of a move now. So what else can get me points now? That action doesn't do anything. I mean, this basically nets 2. I think most of these are just going to net me 2 points unless
Yeah, I guess technically the town only netted me 3 points.
yeah. But I mean, it gives you, growth. If like you're going to. Oh yeah, that. Ooh, yeah, that is. I just thought of something. I'm not gonna say anything more in case you do it and beat me to it. All right. So that's 7 money and 5 trees. I have 5 trees that don't have a fruit on it, right? Yeah. Because I don't want to.
Yeah, getting that town maybe was a bad decision for me. Well, it gave me the spots that I needed for the bats.
Yeah.
I actually have plenty of spots for bats right now.
All right, and then I'm going to do a bad action. So 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and I should probably take the card. I mean, I just paid for it, so I might as well get the points for it, right?
Yep.
And then plant my tree. All right. Oh, here, we did get one of the special ones here. So this one here lets you put fruit or bats into the trees. So all these
Oh,
are
that's
also
interesting.
bat locations too. Yep.
Okay. Can I get more trees? It's not really a lot of points.
I mean, every 3 trees is a point basically.
Yeah.
Unless you get to the end, then yeah, it's. Over here, it's 1, 2, 3 to get to another point. Yeah, it's one. Then just 2.
Whether I want the 2 goats or I want to get another village.
Yeah,
Actually,
getting another. That's.
I think get another village and another goat. That's a happy medium. I'm gonna I'd get 2 pollution. I would lose 1 bat spot, but I am doing a bad action. Just get a tree.
All right. Um. So that was the most points move there for me. Um. I don't have any more villages. I mean, getting 2 villagers for 2 coins doesn't feel great. I think I'm gonna go here.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna get me a gold, and then I have 4 open villager spots, so I get 4 bats. I mean, if
That
I'm not,
probably would have been better than
if,
what I did.
yeah, that was the action. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything else.
Yeah, that would have got me 6 bats if I didn't do that.
Yep.
I did that instead. One.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been
that would have been a huge move for
massive.
you. Yeah.
In that case, I get. I'm not gonna get up to.
Oh, and I'm doing a bad action. I will say I'm doing much better on remembering bad actions are a thing. I was just
Yeah.
nonstop forgetting that that's a thing you could do when I was playing yesterday.
I don't like the combinations. I want to flip a village, but like trees aren't really worth much.
I mean, right now, yeah, because that's 2 trees. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'll
need
get
like, well, 1 tree is a point.
which I'll get with my last bad action, but
Well, actually, you'll be worth 2 points because if you get 2 and that, you'll then get a tree from your wild animals.
oh,
So, I
you're
mean,
correct.
it is
Yeah,
two
I
points
suppose that's worth it.
plus the flip that makes it worth a point and a guaranteed gold, which is another point. So, I mean, that makes it like a 4 point move. It's not the worst.
So bad action, the fruit, Another tree. And I flip a village.
All right. So we go through maintenance one more time here. So income.
Eight.
So that's 9 for me. And no pollution.
Get a pollution.
So I get a tree.
Gets me nothing.
Fruit. And a bat.
5 fruit. Fruit and 2 bats.
And my bats come back.
Oh, my bats come back. Oh, I had more bat spots than I thought I did. Oh well.
Oh yeah, you still got at least one more bat spot there, yeah.
And I get 2 more down here. For some reason.
Well, no, you can only place there if you have a bat on there already, on those wild spots. So you don't
Oh.
have a bat on that card, so you can't place there.
Okay.
But if you had flipped this one, you could have put a
Hopefully I
bat
didn't do
there.
that wrong at any point then.
Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention, but I think you're good because most of yours were printed on ones, and you also had
Yeah.
most of your villagers flipped most of the time anyway. I mean, you only
Yes.
got 2 pollution, so I think you're more than likely okay. All right, so that's my fruit bats back. Feeding time. So I got 13 feeding to do. Time to sacrifice the hogs.
17 minus 5, so that's 12. And the hogs are 2 each. So 2, 4, 6. Nope. 8.
So I just need 3 more, which is basically 3 fruit or a goat. And either way, I lose a point. So we'll just do a goat. Alright.
I need 4 more. So I'm going to lose a point for fruit, but... Okay. Next.
Alright.
Breeding. No breeding.
Yep, no breeding here. Alright, and then
Final scoring, I guess.
final scoring, yeah. Let's see, do we have... How do I spawn in, components? Yeah, here we go. I wasn't going to spawn it. I was going to, a calculator. Yeah. So where are those at?
Well, we could always just do it on our gold. Because the golds are worth 1 point each, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that works too.
Yep. So first, gold, right? Okay. You're already in the lead.
Yep.
Then from the cards, let's go count that up. $34. 20, 30.
So 39. And I'm just...
So you should be at
65.
65.
All right, and then next is how far you are on all your tracks.
So, for example, my trees would be worth 5,
Yep, your trees are worth 5,
1,
1, 17, and
17,
5.
and 5. Okay. 5 for that.
All right, and it's still neck and neck here. All right, then one for each trained uh,
Village.
villager that you have. So that's 9 for me.
8 for me. Ooh.
And then finally, bats over 10. So I've got.
That's.
And
You
you know,
definitely won.
all right, there's 10 bats. So then I got 5 left over. But yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, less than 9 points for the first game, you know. And that's a. Yeah, I had the 105 yesterday. So yeah, that's. And I played it quite a bit different. Like I mean, I just saw that double nature, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just go and get tons of gold off of that, gold for each nature.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even though with that, I mean, it didn't give me that much of an advantage. So I mean, there's a lot of viable strategies out there.
Yeah, you didn't use that section very often.
Yeah, I'd use this one probably at least 4, maybe 5 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I definitely used it on the second round. Because I mean, that's how I was flipping. Like, I was flipping my one. So I mean, that's how I was slowly flipping mine over. Was because it's
Yep.
like, here, okay, I'll take 4 money and flip over one of my houses. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's very simple, straightforward, but there's definitely a lot of I mean, as far as the rules to and mechanics, it's simple, straightforward, easy to grasp, but there's a lot of places you can go with it and a lot of strategy you can put into it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of wiggle room. Because yeah, I mean, when I played yesterday, I did go and get to the 12 villagers in that last round.
You know what though? If I had done that bat thing, I would have won.
Yep. That bat thing. Well, the bat thing gave me 5 points.
It would have given me 7.
Yep. But then the question is, so that means is could I have done an action that would have gotten me close to as many points as that? Because yeah, that only gave me 5. So I mean, or was it even 5? Was it only 4? Actually, it might have been only 4 points. Yeah, it only gave me 4 points. So yeah, that would have been a 3. Yeah. So that's like that would have dropped me 10 to 99 and you to 101. So I would have had to have gotten at least 2 points from any other action I would have done instead of that one.
I would have. I think I got like 4 points in the action I did instead. So yeah,
Yeah, it was. It's
would have been
still. It
really
would have
close.
been. It would have been a narrower margin for sure. If we.
So yeah. So, a couple of thoughts on this. I mean, yeah, as I said, it's like a very solid strategy game, and I think anybody who really likes Uwe games would love this one. Um, I, I thought the bat thing is easy to forget because it's like an optional
Yep.
additional action. Um,
And I feel like it's also something that doesn't really affect other people. So I mean, I feel like being very forgiving on that you know, is the way to go with that. Because yeah, it's very easy to forget it.
and I can see the theme going out the window. I mean, I kind of like the theme, but I think if you play this a bunch of time, the theme's going out the window because it's
Yeah.
all math.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, this cost me. How many points does this cost me versus how many does it gain me?
Yep.
Which So it's yeah, I've lost. You're spending essentially potentially like 15 points to get 13. You just have to
Yeah.
rebuild up that.
Yeah, that's the other thing I
And
didn't even think about is yeah, you're spending the trees, and that is technically points at the end of the game. I mean,
yep,
not that huge of points because I mean that's like 5 trees is basically like a 1 2/3 of a point, but
yep,
yeah, so like that action is not that great of a scorer. Like really, unless you're planning on using those villagers that you get from that, yeah, that action is not as powerful as I thought it was.
right. I like barely. I didn't really get to use that tile. I put something on just so I'd use it, but I had other places I could have put it. So
Yeah,
getting that tile was not very advantageous for me.
yeah. Like
I
I,
probably spent about what I earned.
yep. And especially since you had already gone there first, it would have made a lot of sense for you to take that bat in there in action. And me seeing you do that, like me, because I mean, I followed you after you took that action. I took, took the other one.
Yeah.
I would have
So
probably
yes,
been better served to have just taken instead of buying that, just taken 2 other actions that gave me, points. Like
yep.
either like, uh, but I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know what could have been as good of. I mean, actually, I guess what's at least not as much of an expenditure of points is even just taking the farmland. Farmland actually becomes pretty good even in the last round because I mean it's 3 points, but like all of these, it's only a gain of 2 points. But you're also only having to expend 1 tree and 1 gold.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad last play action because especially if you can have a place to put those bats or whatever,
Hmm.
you know, and you don't have to spend too much, so you keep a lot of your production going still.
And actually, it's also very good early on because you can get your goats up really quickly. And
Which is what I did when I played yesterday. That's actually in the round two. My first action was taking this action and getting this village, the farmstead.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
So
I like
yeah,
it because there's like you can at least think about it like, okay, what could I have done different?
I think I play it a second time. I'll definitely get significantly higher points. I think I'll get well over 100. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
I am definitely interested to try play it again and see how much different I play and how much it affects my score.
yeah. Plus, also, it doesn't take too long. I mean, how long did that take us, including teach there?
I think we started about 8.
Yeah, so I mean, it was less than 2 hours for that plus teach.
Yeah, that's not bad. As I said, it's if you for people who love Uwe Rosenberg games, this is definitely exactly what you would kind of expect from him, and I think people would be happy with it.
I was kind of hoping that this would have like the other alternate action boards, but nope.
I do like that how he kind of reduced it a little bit. It's not like Feast of Odin where you have like 20 possible actions.
Yeah, which what? I mean, I like Feast for Odin too. I mean, that's
Yeah, but it's a lot, and it takes a lot while to get into it and figure out what you're doing. This one, you can see what you're doing. All
yep.
the actions are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and a lot of these actions here that change, what? All of them feel pretty good though. Because I
I
mean,
did like the double flip.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I also feel like this is something that they could very easily, you know, mod in something else, with an expansion or something is giving you, especially if they add something into it. I mean, this is an easy place to like
yep.
incorporate any other, um, mechanics that they introduce.
Hmm. Yeah, and some of these combo well, some of them not so well. I mean, it'd be interesting to get the
triple
like the three
tree.
trees
Ooh,
early on.
yeah, that would be
That
crazy.
would have been great for my strategy, and I would have. So you kind of have to strategize based on how these show up,
Yep.
too. It's like, okay, this place bat thing wouldn't necessarily pair well with some of the other things, but
Yeah.
like or putting a yeah, well, so, getting a bat and 2 gold would be interesting,
Yeah.
tempting. I noticed I didn't go for the gold ones too often, but
Yeah.
late game, I suppose that's like viable idea.
Yeah. I mean, well, for me, like it just made sense for me to do it. I mean, that's why I was always flush with money, is because I just kept on going here and getting, $4 or $5. So I mean, I was having to commit an action to it every turn, but
Although late game that would have been good, really good for you. You takes 2 actions to get, maybe do this,
well, I mean, I did. Well, you saw I had
and
like um after round 6 or 5 when
mhm.
we got the bonus one from there. I had 4 face up, villages at that point,
Yep.
and so yeah, I took that action to flipped all of them.
Yeah, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to what you were doing. That is another thing. Is
Yeah, I got like
most Uves is
yeah, I got 3 pollution the one round because of how many uh unflipped untrained villagers I had. So yeah, I was like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. So I did an action because I knew you were not going to take this action because you didn't even have any face down, like untrained villagers. So I was like, yeah, I'm safe for there. So I took an action that gave me one more villager, so I could then
right.
get even more out of it.
And I also only had one of those symbols,
Yeah,
so yeah, I was never going to take either of those actions.
yeah. There is on like the 3 player board, there is an extra action here, which is basically this action here minus the bonus gold. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of makes it so you're not completely hosed out of the nice flip over multiple um, you know villagers action.
Yeah, and turn order kind of mattered a little bit, but it only really mattered on the last turn, and only because I
Yeah.
didn't see that action. I didn't think of one action.
Yep.
There's plenty of spaces, and there's duplicates of a lot of the actions.
Yep. Or at least like a variation of it. Like I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
these ones here are just almost as good as some of these up here. But it's like,
Yep.
but they're always there and they're always like a decent thing. Like 2 wild animals, especially if you take that early, if you can get yourself up to getting 2 trees income from wild animals
Yep.
early, and especially with wild animals always, early on in the game, breeding. So like
Yep.
you can wind up get 2 trees, eat one, and then get it back up to where you're getting 2 trees again.
Mm. Yeah, that second round breeding though, 4 wild animals
Yeah.
and 5 bats. That's hard.
You what? Here's the hilarious thing is I did that when I played yesterday. I got all 3 of them, but I had
Yeah.
no place to put the bats. So it was
Yep.
like,
Yeah, that's a challenge. So like, you can usually hit it, but then do you still have spots for what you breed? Yeah.
yep. I would have had the spot for the bat if I had a lot of pollution to it. Like I think I had almost as much pollution as I have now because I didn't get any of the flips early on.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should wrap up.
Yep.
Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch us again.